Good morning, students. And for today's lesson, we will be discussing about team sports, which is basketball. So before we start our lesson, I would like to ask who loves to play sports or who watches sports games here. Okay, you can raise your hand. Oh, I see. I see many students who love to play sports and watches different kinds of sports. So let me ask you, who are student athletes here? Oh, I see Ivan, Blessy, Esther, and Hans. So, what kind of sports do you play? How about you, Hans? Oh, basketball. How about you, Ivan? Badminton, Blessy, football, and Esther? Oh, gymnastics. So, that is very good. So, today we will be discussing about team sports, about basketball. So, now let us proceed to the next slide. So, before we start our lesson, I have here a warm up activity. Let's test your readiness and understanding. I would like everyone to identify in which kind of sports the sports equipments belong to. So, are you ready, class? You can use your microphones when you want to answer, and you can use the chat box below to answer if you are shy or your microphone isn't that stable. So, let us begin. Okay, what kind of sports is this? You may raise your hands if you want to answer. Yes, Esther, soccer. So the answer is soccer. It is a kind of team sports. Next, we have this picture. What can you say? How about you, Carl? Uh, Hockey. That is correct. It is specifically known as ice hockey. So it is a kind of team sport again. What kind of sport is this? Yes, hands. That is correct. It is basketball. How about this one? Uh-huh. Yes, Donnie. Volleyball. That is correct. How about this one? Yes, baseball. So, you did a great job. You have known the different types of team sports. So, for today, we will be discussing one type of team sports, which is basketball. So, now let us proceed to the next presentation. But before that, let's recall our previous lessons, which is 6 common barriers to physical activity assessment, participation, and one's diet. So anyone in the class could answer. You may raise your hands if you want to, or you can again use the chat box below. So who can give me the different types of barriers to physical activity? Who can give one? Yes. Mm-hmm. Okay, that is correct. First, we have a sufficient time to exercise. Second is the social influence. Third, we have the lack of motivation and or energy. The fourth one is the lack of resources or equipment. Five, family obligations. Six is the weather conditions. So these six are the types of common barriers of physical activity and assessment of one's diet. So you have mastered the previous lesson. I hope you can learn a lot in this next lesson, which is team sports. So let us begin our lesson with an activity. So I would like everyone to have this activity. It's called a Kahoot game. So we have here a series of questions using this application or website. So I would send here the link. Um, I have here the link. I will put this in the chat box below. This is our first activity. It's okay. So okay, I share you the link. 'Kay, Here, you can access this and you can sign in or create a account first so that you can participate in the game. So in the class, everyone can use the chat box or use the mic. I will present the game in my screen so that everyone can participate, specifically those students that are suffering from poor internet connection. So everybody could be included in the classroom. So I okay, I will share. So anyone in the class have already been um, present in the link provided. So we have here the Kahoot. Okay. First, you have to do is to join the game. We need to have a nickname. For example, I will be putting my nickname, Sir Ego, and then let click the OK and go. So let us start our activity. So we have the activity basketball. If you have answered these questions, you can raise your hands or use the chat box below. First, we have the first question. It's a 1 out of 5 question. So the first question is, it is the process of bringing or moving the ball from one place to around the court using the different finger pads. So what would be the answer? Okay, yes, Carl, dribbling. That is correct. So now let's proceed to the second question. We can see other players in our leaderboards that are opening in the link right now. So let us score more points to get that higher position in the leaderboard. So let us proceed to the second question. He invented the game called basketball. So anyone in the class knows this? Is it Michael Jordan, Jay Morgan, Julius Irving, or James Naismith? Yes, Ivan. Correct. That is James Naismith. So he invented the basketball back then. So next we have the third question. Oh, we got another points now. So the third question is it true or false? Basketball is played by two teams of 5 players. What is the answer, class? Yes, Riza. True. That is correct. Basketball is played by two teams, 5 players each playing in the court. So now let's proceed to the next question. So now we're in rank 2, so let's get some points, class. What sport is this? The ball is passed, thrown, bounced back, or rolled from one player to another. So we got 20 seconds to answer this question, class. Is it basketball, soccer, volleyball, or sepak takraw? Yes, Esther Hannah. It is basketball. Very good. And for the last question, it is true or false. Basketball was invented during the school year of 1891 to 1892 at Springfield College in Springfield, Massachusetts. So what is the answer, class? Yes, Julie. Is it false or true? That is correct. It is true. Wow, we scored a lot of points. Let's see our standing in the top. That is, class. You have mastered our activity. So later on, we will have more activities for you to engage. For now, I will present again our lesson. You did a great job in answering those questions. You are familiar of some terms and some history of basketball. For now, I will share again the presentation containing our lesson. Okay, let's talk about history of basketball, or known as the basketball history. So first we have here Dr. James A. Naismith conceived the idea of attaching pitch baskets at the opposite ends of the gym on a track that encircled the playing court. So as you can see in the picture, we have here a pitch basket. So this was the first basket that was used in the history of basketball, and this is Dr. James Naismith. like who was invented the basketball. So basketball was invented during the school year of 1891 to 1892 at Springfield College in Springfield, Massachusetts. Now, this is where the height of the 10 feet basketball was arrived. So first, the height of the basketball back then was 10 feet. So uh, basketball derives its name from the original ball and basket used in the first games. The game was introduced in YMCA's across America and also the foreign countries. Basketball became the part of the Olympic Games in 1936. So later on, the basketball was part of the Olympics. And this is the sample of YMCA's basketball team. It is Inglewood YMCA basketball, 5th and 6th Division Sixers in 1987. So this is example of a YMCA basketball team or youth it is Association of Basketball Players back at the history. So, what is the nature of the game of playing basketball? So, basketball is played by two teams of 5 players each. So, in the defense team, we have 5 players. In the offensive team, we have 5 players, total of 10 players. The objective of the game is to score more points than your opponent. The ball is passed, thrown, bounced, batted, or rolled from one player to another. So that is the gameplay of the so-called basketball. A player in a possession of the ball must maintain contact with the floor with one foot, or we call it the pivot foot, unless the player is shooting, passing, or dribbling. Physical contact with an opponent can result in a foul if the contact impedes the desired movements of the player. So in basketball, we have a rules and regulations. So it is important that we have an idea of what is good and what is bad in doing the type of regulations. So I have here pictures of different basic skills in basketball. So we have is first we have is dribbling, second is shooting, third is passing, fourth is layup. So this is specifically the 4 basic steps or basic drills in basketball. So let us discuss what is dribbling. So dribbling is the process or moving the ball place to place around the court using finger pads. So as you can see, these are the finger pads. We have 5 finger pads around the court using finger pads to tap the ball. So we have here the steps on how to dribble. So first is to touch the ball with your fingertips, not your palm. So to have a control of the ball. So second is get in a low stance, meaning you have to stay in low position as this picture implies. Third, we have bounce the ball off the ground firmly and extend through your elbow. Fourth is keep your hand on the top of the ball, so meaning your hand should always in top of the ball and keep the ball low below your waist. Keep your head up, eyes up. Protect the ball from the defender so you can use the other hand to protect the ball. So eight, we have don't pick up your dribble unless you are ready to pass or shoot. Avoid dribbling violations such as traveling, double dribble, and carrying. So these are certain types of violations in dribbling. So it is important that we know the different steps on how to dribble and the proper way to dribble to avoid these types of violations. So I have here a video presentation on how to dribble. I would like everyone to listen carefully and watch this video clip. It is a short video clip, and later on I will ask some questions. So are you ready? Okay, I will present now. Can you see it, class? Okay, let's play. Everybody listen to this.
In this video, you will learn the basics of dribbling. A player in possession of the ball can only move while dribbling. It is therefore essential for you to master the basic techniques. To dribble well, work on these 3 points: positioning yourself properly, controlling the ball, and dribbling low.
Okay, class, look at this picture in the video. So this is what we discussed earlier. earlier. So we need to form in a low dribble position, keep the ball high in your wrist, and need to have a proper stance in dribbling.
Low. First, positioning yourself. Standing in triple threat position, draw your hips back slightly to reduce the distance between the ball and the ground. Keep your back straight and your head up to take in as much as you can from your surroundings. Secondly, controlling the ball. To dribble, bounce the ball on the ground. Your hand should stay above the ball. If your hands go underneath the ball when you dribble, you are considered to be carrying the ball, and the ball will be turned over to the other team. Spreading your fingers, you should touch the ball with only your fingers. Do not use the palm of your hand. Remember to keep your wrist flexible. Don't hit the ball, but rather follow it as it falls. The ball will automatically bounce back at the same speed. Don't look at the ball. You should only need to feel it. To practice this, fix your eyes on a point in the distance. Thirdly, dribbling low. Never dribble higher than your hip level. Ideally, you should dribble at knee height.
Okay, class, based on the video presentation, what can you observe? Give me three insights of what can you observe. Yes, Carl? That is one. You need to use your fingertips or not your palm in dribbling to avoid violations such as carrying. That is correct. What else? Yes, hands. Okay, you need to extend your arms and your elbows to have a flexible or extending basketball. That is correct. We have another one. Let's say, let's see other clues. Yes, Tony. Okay, that is correct. You need to have a low dribble for you to have an efficient dribbling phase. So let us proceed to the next lesson. Let's go back to our presentation. So as you can see, we have here the summarized um, tips on how to dribble. So just like we discussed earlier, and I have shown you the video presentation, I hope that you have learned what is the importance of dribbling and how are the tips of dribbling important to have a proper skill or proper execution. So now let's proceed to the next type of basic drill in basketball, which is shooting. So shooting is the focal point of the game. Why is it the focal point? Because it is the style of creating points in most games. But for many players, most spectators, and some coaches, and for these people, it is that wins the game. So for other teams, the importance of the game is the shooting to score more points than the opponent. So here we have the practice of BEEF or BEEF method for shooting. I have here a table presentation which contains the BEEF method. So first we have the B or the balance. It is to keep your feet shoulder width apart with your dominant foot slightly ahead your non-dominant foot. The E is for the eyes, is to focus on the rim. E, elbow. Dominate hand's elbow should be aligned with your torso in a 90 degrees angle. So you are looking at the back of your wrist. As you can see in this picture, this is a 90 degrees angle. And last we have is the follow through, is to flick the wrist. This is the wrist. You should flick after releasing the ball. Imagine you are reaching into a cooking jar upon the high shelf, so you have to flick like that. So I will present again a presentation here. Can you see it, class? About the beef method of basketball. So let us watch this clip.
So the drill we're going to demonstrate today is a drill that helps you teach the basic fundamentals of shooting, and it's called beef. Okay, so beef, the letter B stands for balance. You'll notice that Jared is in a good balanced position. He's a right-handed shooter, so his right foot is just slightly forward. Okay.
Okay. As you can see there, guys, that the position of the man is in his dominant foot because which is the right foot, and this is the shooting area. So it is important that we have a balance in shooting so that the momentum of the ball have force on it. So next,
And you'll notice that his eyes are focused on the target, which is the rim, and that's the first E.
that is
Okay.
correct.
The second E stands for elbow. Okay. When he comes up to a shot, he wants to make sure that his elbow is in, okay, and it's aligned with his right knee. You can kind of picture a string from his right elbow connecting to his right knee. F stands for follow through. As he's generating his shot, he follows through. Okay, he has a floppy wrist, okay, and he ends with his hand in the cookie jar. And that's a really good old teaching cue that's very effective for kids at lower grades as well as older. So another point of emphasis when teaching kids to shoot and applying the beef principle is that you'll notice how the ball is sitting in Jared's shooting hand. It's not deep in his palm, rather it's sitting on the pads of his fingers, and that's an important point. Offhand, involved in the shot, it's obviously
So let's look at the
the proper
shooting
way to do it
form.
stronger. So if you put the
Okay,
beef
everybody
principles
watch this.
together, you'll have one consistent,
There you go.
fluid shot, and in turn have more success as a shooter.
So what have you observed in our video presentation class? Mm-hmm. Okay, that is correct. In shooting the basketball, you need to
Hey
have
everyone, Coach Jermaine
the
here from Large
four.
Trade Philippines. Gusto niyo bang
We have
baguhin ang
the four. Excuse me, guys. We have the four method, which is the beef. So it is important that we have this type of method in shooting the ball to have a fluent shooting formation and to score more points. So let's get back to our presentation. We have here the third type of basic drill in basketball. So this is an important key factor in playing basketball, not just dribbling and not just shooting. So this is what we call passing. It is an alternative way to move the ball around the court that is not comprised of the act of dribbling, meaning this is holding the ball without dribbling or without shooting. There are three common phases in basketball. So let us see what are the phases in the passing drill. So first we will tackle is the chest pass. The chest is in our area. As you can see, here is the chest. So the ball is thrown from your chest to your teammate's chest with no bounce or arc. So meaning we have to pass the ball directly to the other teammate's chest. So as you can see in the picture, this is the first. We have to hold the ball. Then we can use the dominant foot in passing the ball to have an force with it. So you can see the ice is in the teammate. Then you have to flick the ball as a chest pass. You can see this hand formation like this. So after you pass, you have to like extend your hands like that to forcefully shoot the ball or to pass the ball in other teammates. So I have here a video about chest pass. Everybody watch this so you have an idea later on how to perform a chest pass.
All right, guys, I'm here with Mr. 540. My name is Swoop, and we're going to talk to you guys about great passing and great types of passes, okay? Now, in order to be a great teammate, you always want to make sure you're a great passer, all right? Because you want to make sure you can get the ball to your teammate in the right position where they can score, maybe they can dribble, or maybe they can shoot, right? So what I want to do is I want to talk to you about our first pass today, and that's called the chest pass, all right? Now, with every pass, you want to have some fundamentals, okay? First thing I want to do is I want to make sure I'm squared in my triple threat position, all right? That means that my feet are squared around shoulder length apart. I'm looking at my teammate. I'm crouched down, able to shoot the ball, dribble the ball, or pass the ball. Now, when I'm passing the ball to my teammate, I want to extend my arms. Extending my arms, thumbs down, thumbs.
Okay, look at this formation, class. She's extending the arms. As you can see, extending the arms to pass the ball.
Down, releasing the ball so I can pass the ball to the target area, which is right here. So he can do the same, shoot, pass,
Okay,
and
watch
dribble.
this.
All right, I step, extend.
Okay, as you can see, he step his dominant foot and extend his arms and pass the ball.
Extend and pass. A great pass, step, extend and pass. Now, when you want to make sure you pass that ball, you want to make sure you pass it into the target area. This is not a good pass. All right, this is not a good pass. We want to make sure you hit them right.
Okay, so in this video presentation, what have you observed or what you have learned? Yes, Lisa? Okay, first you have to move your dominant foot in front so that you can pass the ball truly. Second, yes, Leslie, you have to extend your arms and release the ball quick. Third is, what is it, Shin? Okay, that is correct. We should not pass the ball below or upper because this is a chest pass. Very good. We have understood the key concepts in having a chest pass. So let's go back to our presentation. You have learned that this is the chest pass. So now let's proceed to the second type of pass, which is the bounce pass. So the ball is thrown from your chest and is bounced once before entering your teammate's hands near their chest area. This pass is the most difficult pass to defend. So this pass is a great factor in playing basketball. As you can see in the term that this is the most difficult pass to defend. So it is the most offensive passing. This is the bounce pass. As you can see in the picture, this is the axis of rotation in passing the ball. So meaning you have to bounce, you have same in the chest pass position, but you are passing the ball using the surface or the ground surface, and then the ball will bounce back to the teammate. So I have here a video presentation again. So let's watch how to perform a bounce pass. Everybody listen, and I will be asking questions. This is important, guys, so you must be able to watch and collaborate with this video, so later on you have the answer.
Hey, I'm trying to learn how to pass the ball. You know that I'm a prolific scorer, right?
You know what? You get your buckets in the paint.
Yo, that's how I do it, baby. I get buckets, bucatos.
What's that?
It's Spanish for buckets.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So now, what I want to do now is I want to know how to pass the ball to my teammates, all right? I want to get my Magic Johnson on, okay?
Yeah.
Now, there's this pass I heard called a bounce pass. Is there a way you can teach me that?
Obviously, because I'm a great passer.
Oh, you always say that, man.
Yeah, I'm showing you the no-look pass.
Right?
I'm showing you the chest pass.
The chest pass.
We'll go on to the bounce pass.
Bounce pass is good. Sounds good to me.
So you want to get some distance in between you and your teammate.
Okay.
Because obviously I don't want to bounce pass it to you like this.
Man, you almost hit me in the bouncers.
Yeah. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna get some distance between you and your teammate.
All right.
And you want to try to bounce that ball 1/2 to 3/4 of the way to your teammate. He or she has to make a target.
Right. Target.
Bounce it. You got to step, thumbs down.
Thumbs down.
And make that ball go right to the target.
Oh, okay. And it bounced right up to me.
That's how you do it.
Let me try.
Okay, as you can see, what is the important thing in flicking the basketball or to push the bounce pass? Yes, that is to have your thumbs down and flick the ball towards the surface so that your teammate have a control in receiving the ball. So it would not go to the other side or to the right or left. So it will be focusing in flicking the thumb towards the ball to the front wherein your teammate is catching the ball.
All right, let me try it.
You see where that went?
Where'd it go?
What'd you do wrong?
I don't know, man. I just wanted you told me to bounce it, so that's what I did.
No. Halfway.
Oh, halfway.
Thumbs
halfway.
down.
Halfway bounce.
Extend the arm. Lock the elbow.
Oh, lock him out.
Yeah.
Okay, let's give it a shot.
There you go.
I think I got this one.
Yeah.
Oh, Steve
You gotta,
Nash, I'm ready.
No.
Okay, so what have you observed in this type of pass? Yes, you're raising your hands, Kenneth. Okay, uh-huh, that is correct. And having a bounce pass, we need to extend the arms and put some weight on your dominant foot again so that the ball will be pushed into the teammate. That is correct. Very good observation. You are well, very listening in our lesson. So let's go back to our presentation. Okay, you have learned that you have mastered bounce pass. Okay, let's have the third type of passing, which is overhead pass. From the word itself, over the head or overhead pass. So the ball is passed from your head, this is the head, into your teammate's chest, so you can catch it here. So this is the type of overhead pass in the picture. You can see that this guy is holding the ball above his head, passing it truly to the other teammate. So let us watch a video presentation about the overhead pass. So you can be familiar or have an idea what is a overhead pass. So I'm gonna share this video again. So everybody watch this.
All right, guys, it's me, Swoop. I'm still here with Mr. 540. The next pass we're going to talk about is the overhead pass, all right? Now, no, not overhead like this. This pass is used for long distances, okay? Sometimes you get a big rebound down there in the paint. You want to make sure you keep the ball over your head, hence the name overhead pass, all right? Same fundamentals we talked about before. We want to step and we want to take the ball over our head, passing it to the chest area. Now, as you notice, Mr. 540 is pretty close, okay? If we back him out of the shot a little bit, we head on down, step, I can still execute the pass at longer ranges. No matter how far Mr. 540 goes, go, Mr.
Okay, so can someone give an insight about this type of pass? Okay, Miss Roel, very good. This is a type of a basketball pass wherein it is a long distance pass. As you can see, it is an overhead pass. You can pass it anywhere as well in a long distance formation so that the ball will have a longer distance traveling, and this is to keep the opponents from reaching it, especially when you are tall in basketball. So let's go back to our presentation. I hope you have understood based on our video presentations. So I will upload the links later on so that you can access it and watch again the formation or the proper ways on how to execute the different types of pass. So let's proceed to the last basic drill of basketball, which is layups. So are you familiar with this? I can see that some of you are familiar because they are saying yes, and some are raising their hands. Very good, class. So let me discuss what is layups. So layups is a shot where a player releases the ball close to the basket while continuing to run off one foot, meaning, as you can see in the picture, these are the two different types of layup, especially if you are right-handed or left-handed. So in the first picture, this is a right-handed layup. So right-handed layup is to dribble with the right hand and to jump off the left foot, meaning you have to dribble off the right hand and to jump on the left foot. And to shoot with right hand as you lift your leg, specifically the right leg. As you can see in the picture, this to dribble and execute jumping on the left foot and then releasing the ball with the right hand. It is the vice versa of the left hand, is to dribble with the right hand, jump off with the left foot, shoot with the right hand as you lift your left foot. So I have here again a video presentation about layups. So let's watch this video clip.
In this video, you will learn how
Please
to do a
observe
layup.
class.
Used very often in games, the layup is the easiest way to score, as it is the shot taken closest to the basket. To shoot a good layup, work on these two steps: jumping and releasing the ball. First, jumping. The layup is a running shot, as you're shooting in the movement after a dribble. Dribble to one side of the basket using your outside hand so as to keep the ball out of your opponent's reach. Take the ball in both hands to start.
Okay, what can you observe again in this video? Okay, Esther. Mhm. It is a type of runoff layup. That is correct. What else? Um, yes, Julie. You have to dribble, and what is it? Okay, to lift your left or right foot when you have to jump. That is correct. So, in performing a layup, it is important that you have a mastery of those steps because to avoid injuries, also to have an efficient jump off and to deliver the ball into the basket. So, it is important that you to know that if you are a right hand dominant, you should perform it with the right hand, and when you are left hand dominant, you perform it with the left hand. So let's go back to our presentation. For now, uh, let me ask you what have you learned in our discussion? Mhm, mhm. You have learned the four basic drills in basketball. Can you give me the one? Yes, Carl. Shooting, Julie. Um, bounce, passing. Third is yes, that is correct, which is dribbling. And fourth, we have yes, Eliza, Liam. So it is important that we have these basic drills or knowledge in these basic drills. For now, I want you to listen carefully. I have here an instruction. Okay, let's have a group activity. So the instructions is form a group consisting of 3 to 5 members. You have to create a group chat for you to collaborate and brainstorm. So after making a group, we have a group chat using Messenger, of course. Choose a certain type of skill or drill in basketball and create an infographic about it. For example, be creative and to elaborate information like how to use the skill or steps in making the skill. Last, pass it on PDF format and upload it in our group chat. So I will give you 5 minutes to create a infographic, or if you cannot finish it, you can pass it later on, but it only has to end, or the activity should be passed before 5 p.m. Okay? I will deduct points on the group that has not passed before the given time. Okay, class, understood? Okay, you can use different types of infographic materials such as Canva. Are you familiar with Canva? Okay, that is one tool in creating infographics. You can design it with easy steps or easy tools. Okay, understood? Very good. So let's proceed. If you are done, let's proceed to our assessment. So we have here a test one, which we call Kahoot Quiz. So I will be given a link here, or as you can see in the presentation, you could copy the link, or I will just leave it in the chat box below. So first we have is open the provided link in the chat box or group chat. I will send it in the group chat also to enter your username, just like we have done earlier. You have 20 seconds to answer each set of questions, so you have to read and analyze them carefully. To earn points, select the best, most accurate answer. So the quiz includes multiple choice and true or false questions about our lesson. At the end of the test, there is a leaderboard on which you can achieve a top ranking in the class. So who is the top student in the class would have a prize later on. You can claim it in the faculty after this class. Okay, I will send here the link of our activity. Just wait, class. I will be dropping the link. Okay. If you have further questions, you could raise your microphones. And for those who cannot access the link, I will be showing again in the presentation what are we going to do. Okay, so let's, I'm going to share this to you. Is it clear? Okay, you can see it. Okay, we have to enter our game by joining in the link provided. So I'll be waiting for you for the other students to join with me. So let us say, let's put our nickname first, and then we are all set. So are you ready? So you have to click OK and go. For those students who want to answer, you can use the chat box, and I will be giving individual points later on. So it is the process for bringing or moving the ball from one place around the court using finger pads. You have 20 seconds to answer this. I will be scoring each student later on based on their scores. So I will be not answering in this presentation. I will just be showing it for those who cannot access it. Okay, time's up. Let's have the second question. I can see many players are having good ones, so keep it up. For the second question, he invented a game called basketball. Okay, time's up. Let's have the third question, if it's true or false. Basketball is played by two teams of 5 players each. You have 14 seconds left to answer this question. Okay. Oh, we have another question. What sport is this? If you have understood our lesson, you can answer this question easily. Okay, next, for the last question. Basketball was invented during the school year of 1891-1892 at Springfield, Massachusetts. Okay, time is up. So, oh, I see many students are at the top ranking. Very good. You have understood our discussion. For students who had answered it in the chat box, or you can transfer it in a Word document and send me a copy of your answers and pass it via Messenger. So later on, I would be grading you individually or to give you points if you have understood the lesson. This is for the students who did not uh, join the link because of internet problems. So let's go back to our presentation to have another assessment. So we have a test to Unjumble Me. So I will be giving points For the students who would answer it correctly by using a raise hand button, I will give you 10 extra points for your quiz. So the direction is look at the pictures in the PowerPoint presentation, read the letters carefully, then type the letters to make the hidden word appear. You can use the chat box for the answers. This is a quick uh, evaluation for the students who would have points. So this is a first come basis. So what is it? First picture. What can you say? Okay. Who could answer? Yes, Esther. Are you sure? Okay, that is correct. This is dribbling. For the second picture, who could answer? Yes, Ivan. Are you sure? Shooting. Okay, let us check it in the next presentation if your answers are correct. For the third picture, who could answer this? Yes, Ivan. I mean, Blessed. Mm-hmm. Passing. Are you sure? Okay. For the fourth picture, for the 10 points, yes, layups. Are you sure? Mhm. So let's check if your answers are correct. If you have not able been to answer these words, you can answer it later on. Send me a copy again in a Word format of your answers. I will post this assessment quiz in our group chat so that you can access it later on. But you don't have an extra points in this assessment because you have not answered it verbally to our class. So let's check if your answers are correct. So I have here my list of the answers. So first we have is dribbling. That is correct. 10 extra points for Esther. Number two is shooting. 10 extra points for Ivan. Fourth is passing. It is 10 extra points for Leslie. And for the last picture, layups is correct. 10 extra points for Cleo. Very good. You are well listening and you have understood the key concepts and the four basic drills in basketball. For now, I have here an assignment. I would like you to take a screenshot if you are using your phones, or if not, I will post this in our Google Classroom or our group chat later on, so you have a copy of our assignment. So for your assignment, I would like you to create a TikTok dance grace challenge. So you have an instruction here. So choose one or more basic drills among the given basketball drills and create a 1 to 2 minute dance craze video. This activity will be performed individually. Explore creativity and enjoy the performance. Document the output through video using the TikTok application. So who are you among here using TikToks? You can raise your hand. Mhm. So I can see that 85% to 90% of you are using TikToks. Okay, for your classmates that don't have TikToks, you can download this in Google Play. I will send a link later on in that group chat again so that where you are able to easily download it. Okay, understood? So after finishing the video, submit it with complete name and section on before the scheduled date. Do necessary edits on the video YouTube to make it more interesting. And most important is please label our outputs properly so that you can submit it to my email, which is ninojericho.iguban@wibsu.edu.ph, so I could then later on download it and score based on the rubrics. So here is the link of the rubrics. Sorry, I will be sharing this rubrics. Okay, this is the rubrics. We have the criteria, procedure, execution and skills, effort and engagement, completeness of the activity and enthusiasm, punctuality and submission. So we have excellent, 15 points, good, 12 points, satisfactory, 9 points, needs improvement, 8 points, and poor, 5 points. It is a total of 60 points. This is the rubric for scoring the TikTok dance race. So I will be um, putting this in our Google Classroom so that you would access it later on. So you would base here your performance on the assignment. Understood, class? Any further clarifications and questions? So, um, thank you for listening in our discussion. So before I end our lesson, I have here a quotation. I need you to put this in your minds always. Learning is a gift, even when your pain is your teacher. It is a quote by Michael Jordan. So everyone should be learning, even pain is your teacher. So that is it for today, class. I hope you have understood and mastered our lesson about team sports and the basic skills in basketball. So see you again, class, in the next meeting, and I hope you are well equipped with our knowledge. Thank you so much. Goodbye, class.